Redditor finds mysterious doorway inside National Park. While hiking through the arid and scenic landscape of McInnis Canyon's National Conservation Area in Fruita, Colorado, a Reddit user by the name of M4Rosaline stumbled upon a mysterious and unexpected sight. Nestled within the rugged red rock formations that stretch across the high desert was an ordinary-looking doorway embedded directly into the side of a sandstone cliff. The door appeared weathered and aged, yet it stood in stark contrast to its natural surroundings, an oddly man-made feature in a place otherwise untouched by modern structures. What made this discovery particularly strange was the fact that the door, while clearly constructed with intent, led to a small, bare, hollowed-out chamber that seemed to serve no obvious purpose. The inside of the carved room was simple and crude: rough sandstone walls, faint graffiti from past visitors, and a makeshift fire pit made of sticks and stones in the corner. There were no remnants of furniture, tools, or even historical markings that would point to its original use. The presence of a doorway, complete with hinges and a frame, puzzled many. Why go through the effort of installing a proper door into a space that ultimately led nowhere? When the user shared photos of their discovery on Reddit, the post quickly gained traction, attracting the attention of hikers, historians, and even individuals claiming to work for the National Park Service. Theories about the structure's purpose flooded the comments. Some suggested it may have been a primitive hideout, used during times of conflict or as a temporary shelter by early settlers or miners. Others speculated it was connected to the indigenous peoples who once inhabited the region, perhaps as a ceremonial space or a lookout. However, many were skeptical of these explanations due to the modern appearance of the door itself. One of the most debated aspects of the discovery was the deliberate nature of the doorway. If the cave was meant to be hidden or natural, why add a modern rectangular doorframe? Some commenters proposed it might have been created as an art installation, a statement meant to spark curiosity or commentary on humanity's intrusion into nature. Others leaned toward more utilitarian ideas, such as it being an old ranger supply cache or a temporary storm shelter, yet even the park workers who chimed in could not reach a consensus. Some claimed to have seen similar structures, but admitted they lacked official records explaining their origin. The mystery of the door deepened as users combed through satellite images and historical maps, finding no conclusive evidence of construction or maintenance. Without official documentation or local oral history to verify any one theory, the purpose of the doorway remained elusive. In the end, their discovery became something of a digital campfire story, a reminder that even in a world dominated by GPS, databases, and archives, there are still secrets tucked away in the high deserts of Colorado. And perhaps that mystery is what makes places like McInnis Canyons so enduringly fascinating. Mysterious object seen during the solar eclipse. During the total solar eclipse on the 8th of April, 2024, viewers across North America gathered to witness one of nature's most awe-inspiring phenomena. As the moon passed directly between the Earth and the Sun, casting a shadow across the continent, millions watched the sky darken in the middle of the day. While many experienced the eclipse from their backyards, fields, or local observatories, others tuned into various live broadcasts for a broader perspective, including unique views streamed directly from space. Among the many people watching was one individual who happened to be viewing a live feed from the International Space Station, which had been broadcasting rare footage of the eclipse from orbit. For about a minute, the feed showcased Earth's shadow moving swiftly across the planet's surface, a majestic sight from 400 kilometers above. Then, quite suddenly, the stream was cut. The camera switched back to a generic placeholder screen, leaving viewers confused. While most chalked it up to a routine technical issue, one viewer was left wondering whether there had been something more to the interruption. Curious about what had been shown in that brief window, the viewer decided to re-watch the footage and examine it closely. What they believed they found was a peculiar shape in the background of the feed. Something metallic and disc-shaped, moving slowly just beyond the station's frame. The object did not resemble any known satellite, debris, or part of the space station's structure. Its brief appearance was subtle but distinct enough to raise questions, especially for those already fascinated by unidentified aerial phenomena in space. The International Space Station, while primarily a hub for science and exploration, has long held a dual identity in the minds of UFO enthusiasts. Because its external cameras stream live footage 24 hours a day, it offers a rare and continuous glimpse into low Earth orbit. This has made it an unintended focal point for those searching for signs of something unusual. Over the years, countless users online have devoted themselves to scouring these live feeds for anomalies, flashes of light, moving dots, and objects that defy simple explanation. Reports of UFO sightings near the space station have stirred both curiosity and skepticism. The appeal lies not only in the mystery of the objects themselves, but also in the setting, a laboratory orbiting high above the Earth, far from any conventional aircraft or terrestrial interference. This isolation adds credibility, for some, to the notion that what appears on camera might not be easily dismissed as ordinary. The allure of spotting something inexplicable during an event as significant as a total solar eclipse only deepened the fascination. The eclipse itself was a reminder of the vastness of space and our small place within it, a cosmic alignment that draws the attention of both scientists and dreamers. For the individual who noticed the disc-like object, the timing felt too perfect to be coincidental. In their mind, the eclipse may have drawn more than just human eyes to Earth. What makes this sighting particularly intriguing is the live nature of the footage. Unlike pre-recorded clips that can be edited or altered, these space station feeds stream in real time, making any anomaly immediately visible to a global audience. This openness has led to a number of incidents where viewers claim to have witnessed unusual phenomena before the feed was suddenly cut or redirected. In the case of the 8th of April sighting, the timing of the feed's abrupt end only fueled speculation further. Although skeptics argue that such sightings are often just reflections, lens flares, or debris drifting in space, the persistence of these reports suggests there is more to consider. At the very least, they capture the imagination and reflect humanity's enduring curiosity about the unknown. Whether it was truly an unexplained craft or simply a trick of light, the moment sparked discussion, debate, and a renewed interest in watching the skies, or in this case, the stars above Earth. The mystery of Silver Valka. The mysterious vanishing of Silver Valka remains one of the most haunting unsolved cases in the California diving community. On the 29th of December, 2015, Silver Valka set out on what was meant to be a routine scuba diving trip near Shiprock, a well-known dive site off the coast of Catalina Island. It was a familiar place for her, one she had explored many times before. A seasoned diver on the brink of completing her 1,000th dive, she had spent nearly 16 years honing her skills beneath the surface, using the ocean as a form of healing from chronic pain and fibromyalgia. That morning, Silver Valka boarded the Sundiver Express, a 43-foot commercial diving vessel captained by Kia Heller. She was a regular presence on the boat and even volunteered as a crew member from time to time. However, something strange occurred before the vessel departed for the dive site. Silver Valka's name was missing from the official passenger roster. This seemingly small administrative oversight would later become a crucial part of the mystery. At approximately 9:35 in the morning, Silver Valka entered the water to search for lobsters. She dove alone, without a buoyancy vest or a dive buddy. Witnesses say the last time anyone saw her, she was about 15 to 20 feet below the surface and gave a thumbs-up sign to the dive captain. After that, she vanished without a trace. No one noticed her absence until the Sundiver Express had already moved to the next dive location, about 20 minutes away. It wasn't until around noon, nearly 2.5 hours later, that Heller alerted the Coast Guard to Silver Valka's disappearance. The Coast Guard conducted an investigation and filed a complaint against Heller for negligence. Though she was given the opportunity to defend herself in court before a federal administrative law judge, she chose instead to surrender her captain's credentials voluntarily. Because her license was not revoked through legal judgment, but rather surrendered, she was later able to reapply and have it reinstated. Today, she continues to captain dive boats for the Sundiver Company. What makes Silver Valka's disappearance even more unsettling is that this was not the first time a diver had been left behind by a vessel owned by the same company. In 2010, diver Daniel Carlock was unintentionally abandoned off the coast of Newport Beach, spending several hours adrift before being rescued by a group of Boy Scouts. He later received a court award of $1.68 million in connection to the incident. Silver Valka, born in Santa Monica, California, had an extensive background in education. She studied at Concordia University and California State University at Fullerton, and spent years teaching special education before chronic back pain and fibromyalgia led her to go on permanent disability. Diving had become her solace, a way to manage pain and reclaim a sense of peace. Her disappearance shattered that peace and left her family without answers. Although she was never recovered, her sons pursued legal action and filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Sundiver company. The case remains open, with the Tustin Police Department continuing their investigation into the circumstances surrounding her vanishing. The absence of her name on the dive roster, the delay in reporting her missing, and the lack of critical diving safety measures have all raised serious questions. Yet despite these red flags, no definitive explanation has ever emerged. What happened to Silva Valka beneath the waters of Shiprock may never be known. Her disappearance serves as a sobering reminder of how even the most experienced divers can fall victim to unforeseen and tragic circumstances, and how oversight, even in small forms, can lead to irreversible consequences. The ocean kept its silence that day, and nearly a decade later, the questions surrounding her fate continue to echo. The strange case of Marilyn Bergeron. The mystery surrounding the disappearance of Marilyn Bergeron remains one of Canada's most troubling unsolved cases. On the morning of the 17th of February, 2008, Marilyn left her family home in Quebec City, Quebec, telling her parents she was going out for a walk. She never returned. What began as a normal winter day quickly turned into a nightmare for her loved ones, and years later continues to raise more questions than answers. Born on the 21st of December 1983, Marilyn was a bright and thoughtful young woman with a deep love for music and poetry. Prior to her disappearance, she had been living in Montreal, but returned to Quebec City only weeks earlier, telling her family that something had happened to her in Montreal. She didn't go into detail, but she made it clear that she no longer felt safe living alone. Her vague but intense fear deeply worried her family, and her sudden disappearance only intensified their concern. Later that afternoon, around 1 o'clock, security footage from an ATM in Loretteville showed Marilyn attempting to withdraw money. She appeared anxious, frequently glancing over her shoulder as if she were being followed or watched. Her withdrawal attempt failed due to insufficient funds. Roughly 5 hours after she left home, Marilyn was seen again at a café depot in Saint-Romuald, across the river from Quebec City. That was the last confirmed sighting of her. Although her family reported her missing that evening, the investigation that followed quickly grew complicated. The Quebec City Police treated her case as a standard missing person investigation and eventually suggested that Marilyn may have taken her own life. Her family, however, strongly disagrees. They believe that Marilyn met with foul play or was forced into a situation beyond her control. Given the fear she expressed prior to her disappearance and her increasingly reclusive behavior in Montreal, they are convinced that something more serious occurred. To complicate matters further, jurisdictional boundaries made it difficult to follow up on possible leads outside Quebec City. The Bergeron family repeatedly petitioned the Provincial Ministry of Public Security to have the case file transferred to either the Montreal Police or the Sûreté du Québec, both of which had broader authority and better access to the people Marilyn had known in Montreal. Despite these requests, the case was never transferred. Frustrated by the lack of progress, the family enlisted former Justice Minister Marc Bellemare to advocate on their behalf. Crime journalist Claude Poirier also took an interest, dedicating an episode of his investigative series Poirier Enquête to Marilyn's disappearance. In 2017, a friend from Montreal stepped forward with new insight. He had known Marilyn during the final 2 months before her disappearance and described her as increasingly fearful, withdrawn, and emotionally distressed. When asked if she had been hurt or witnessed something terrible, she replied that what had happened to her was worse, but she refused to offer any details. This chilling statement added a disturbing new layer to the mystery. After Marilyn was officially reported missing, her family quickly began their own search. They distributed flyers across the city, featuring a photo and descriptions, including mention of her distinctive Pegasus tattoo on her upper right chest. They also offered a reward of 10,000 Canadian dollars for any information leading to her whereabouts. In an effort to raise awareness, they shared her story widely online and through the media. The police eventually allowed Marilyn's parents to view the ATM footage. Her mother, Andrée, described Marilyn's demeanor in the video as helpless. Poirier, after visiting the same ATM, believed that Marilyn may have been watching a car parked outside, hinting at the possibility that someone had been waiting for her. Although she could have walked the 25 kilometers from her home to the café depot, her family believes it is far more likely she was driven, either by someone she trusted or a stranger she encountered. 2 years passed before a possible sighting surfaced. In January of 2010, Claude Poirier was contacted by a man in Hawkesbury, Ontario, a bilingual community near the Quebec border. He claimed to have seen Marilyn several times over the past year. According to him, she was living with a younger man and had moved frequently around town. Other residents, including staff at a local restaurant, also believed they had seen her, usually accompanied by the same man. However, these sightings were never confirmed. Throughout the 2010s, the Bergeron family continued to fight for the case to be re-evaluated by authorities with more reach and investigative resources. Their frustration stemmed not from a lack of effort by local officers, but from the feeling that the Quebec City Police were constrained by jurisdiction and procedural limitations. Despite acknowledging the local force had done their best, the family firmly believed that greater progress could be made if the investigation was expanded. Over time, Marilyn's case came to represent more than just one woman's disappearance. It highlighted systemic challenges in missing person investigations, particularly when mental health concerns and jurisdictional issues intersect. It showed how a family's persistent search for truth can clash with bureaucratic limitations, and how important media and public support can be in keeping such cases alive. Now, more than a decade after Marilyn Bergeron disappeared, her fate remains unknown. Her loved ones continue to hope for answers, holding on to the possibility that she is still out there, somewhere. They refuse to accept that she simply vanished without reason. Their determination stands as a testament to the enduring power of hope and the deep love of a family that refuses to stop searching. Marilyn Bergeron's story is not just one of disappearance. It is a story about fear, silence, and unanswered questions. It is also a story of perseverance. Until answers are found, the mystery endures. The mystery of Chris Fowler. In the vast and often unforgiving wilderness of the Pacific Crest Trail, hikers experience some of the most breathtaking views and intense personal challenges that nature can offer. For many, the trail becomes a transformative journey. But for Chris Fowler, a 34-year-old hiker from Ohio, the journey northbound through Washington in 2016 ended in mystery. Known affectionately by his trail name Sherpa, Chris disappeared without a trace in October of that year, leaving behind a series of haunting clues, unconfirmed sightings, and unanswered questions that continue to baffle investigators and loved ones alike. Chris had been pursuing a lifelong dream: to complete a northbound thru-hike of the Pacific Crest Trail, which spans more than 2,600 miles from the border of Mexico to Canada. After months of hiking, he reached the final stretch of his journey in Washington state. On October 12, 2016, he was dropped off near White Pass, close to the small town of Packwood. His last confirmed contact came that same day when his cell phone pinged a tower in the area around 5 in the afternoon. He attempted to call his father, but the call did not go through. Friends and fellow hikers reported seeing him earlier that day at a convenience store near the trailhead. It was evident to many that Chris was concerned about the incoming weather. A significant storm, described as a typhoon-like system originating from Japan, was forecast to hit the area within hours. The storm would bring heavy rain, high winds, and rapidly dropping temperatures, dangerous conditions for even the most prepared hiker. Despite his experience and planning, there are fears that Chris underestimated the intensity of the incoming storm or found himself in a section of the trail where shelter was impossible to reach in time. Some believe that he continued hiking north from White Pass, hoping to cover as much ground as possible before the storm set in. Others have speculated that he may have chosen to leave the trail altogether and seek safety in a nearby town or lodge. The mystery deepened when reports surfaced of possible sightings of Chris after his last known location. On October 14th, someone reported seeing a man matching his description at a small store and gas station in the town of Greenwater. This sighting, however, has never been confirmed. Even more puzzling, on October 22nd, a group of bear hunters claimed to have seen someone who looked like Chris near Blowout Mountain, roughly 62 miles north of where he was last known to be. That individual was reportedly off the main trail and in a rugged, less traveled area. Despite these accounts, Chris's phone remained inactive after October 12th, and no bank activity, social media updates, or further communications have ever been traced back to him. The area between White Pass and the Canadian border has been searched extensively by both official rescue teams and dedicated volunteers. Drones, scent dogs, and foot patrols combed through dense forest and steep terrain. Yet, no sign of Chris or his belongings has ever been found. The continued mystery of his disappearance has drawn significant attention within the hiking and outdoor communities. Chris was known for his kind nature, his love of nature, and his determination. Those who met him on the trail often recalled his warmth, humor, and generosity. He had embraced the trail lifestyle and connected with countless fellow hikers along his journey. His story struck a chord with many who have since joined the effort to help bring him home. Chris's family, particularly his mother, Sally Fowler, has been tireless in the search. She has worked with private investigators, search and rescue teams, and online communities to keep Chris's case in the public eye. Posters bearing his photo and description still line areas of the Pacific Crest Trail, a constant reminder of the search that has yet to bring closure. Theories surrounding his disappearance vary. Some believe he may have suffered an accident and became trapped or lost in a remote area. Others consider the possibility that he may have encountered someone who caused him harm, though there is no clear evidence to support this. The possibility that he intentionally disappeared or chose to start a new life elsewhere has been raised, but is widely dismissed by those who knew him. Chris had plans for after the hike, and he maintained regular contact with family and friends during his journey. Years later, the disappearance of Chris Fowler remains one of the Pacific Crest Trail's most confounding mysteries. His story is a sobering reminder of both the beauty and danger of wilderness exploration. While most who walk the trail return with stories of growth and adventure, some, like Chris, become part of its legend. To this day, the search for answers continues. His loved ones have vowed not to give up hope and continue to raise awareness in hopes that new information might one day emerge. In the heart of the Pacific Northwest's vast forests and misty peaks, the spirit of Sherpa lingers, a silent question mark along one of America's most iconic trails. A NASA employee went missing in the Grand Canyon. Every year, an alarming number of individuals, exceeding 250,000, are reported missing. However, this figure merely scratches the surface, as it is estimated that the actual number of unreported missing persons cases skyrockets to over 300,000 annually. With such an overwhelming volume of reports, it comes as no surprise that a significant majority of these cases remain unresolved. Nevertheless, amidst this sea of mysteries, there are certain clusters of missing persons, cases that possess an uncanny air of peculiarity, capturing the attention of people and giving rise to inexplicable theories. These mysterious occurrences, collectively known as the Missing 411, revolve around the unexplained disappearances of individuals within the vast expanses of national parks. Oddly enough, it is believed that many of these Missing 411 cases are not thoroughly investigated, leading some to speculate that a sinister supernatural or paranormal cover-up is at play within these untouched landscapes. Back on the 17th of June 2016, a man by the name of Floyd Roberts III had gone on a hiking trip with a longtime friend of his, Ned Bryant, and his friend's daughter, Madeline Bryant. However, after several hours of hiking together, Floyd suddenly disappeared from the group. As the weeks went on, and the investigation into the matter was never resolved, many began to wonder what exactly happened to Floyd Roberts within the very short span of time that he had wandered away from his group. According to Ned Bryant, he and Floyd had been lifelong friends since they were 10 years old, when they first met each other back in Princeton, New Jersey. Their friendship was so close that many would often think that Ned and Floyd were actually brothers. Their friendship would even coalesce and maintain throughout their entire lives, with Floyd Roberts serving as Ned's best man during his wedding several years prior. Unfortunately, due to work requirements and job opportunities, the two men were unable to live close to each other, with Floyd Roberts eventually moving out to the city of Huntsville, Alabama, where he spent a short period of time working as a software engineer for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. After a short time of working for NASA, Floyd Roberts moved once more to work as a computer programming and game design teacher at Middleton High School, located in Treasure Island, Florida. However, throughout this time, Floyd and Ned decided to stay close friends and would meet up regularly to do an activity together. It was back in 1992 when Floyd and Ned decided that they would start hiking around the Grand Canyon a few times a year, as it would be a fun activity for them to both do that would also allow them to take a break from their lives momentarily and get some much-needed exercise. These routine hiking trips would continue for over the next 20 years together, where the two men became highly experienced campers and hikers, familiar with the Grand Canyon as it was their only hiking route. Even more interesting, the two men were so interested in hiking that they would often travel alone in their free time whenever the other was unable to join, showing that both men had experience navigating the known pathways of the area even when isolated and on their own. Several years later, Ned Bryant and a few other members of his family became board members of the Grand Canyon Hikers and Backpackers Association, often sharing tips with each other on the best pathways and means of travel throughout the area, and having been trained in travel safety when hiking through isolated parts of the Grand Canyon. Confident that the two would be perfectly safe during their journey, the men planned to take one of their longest hiking and camping trips yet, choosing to spend 9 days hiking through the Shivwitz Plateau, a pathway that would lead them out of the area through the Separation Canyon. Although the region was a typically less popular area to travel through, their decided route was considered to have been largely very safe, without any major pitfalls or ravines close to their trails. Additionally, the two men decided that the beginning of the journey would be the most relaxed, and planned on spending the first couple of days camping alongside the major river in the area before making their way out of the canyon. After careful consideration, the two men planned their trip and decided that their hike would end after 9 days on the 26th of June, 2016. At the last minute, Ned's daughter, Madeline Bryant, decided to join the group, and so the group decided that the easiest path down towards the river they had wanted to camp beside for a few days was to first reach the Grand Canyon Parashunt National Monument when entering from the furthest western portion of the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon Parashunt National Monument is considered to be a remote location and terribly underdeveloped given the lack of tourists that tend to visit the area. According to official park services, there are no known paved roads or laid-out trails leading to the National Monument and no visitor services of any kind. Regardless, the group decided the open area and the lack of tourists would be a perfect staging ground to enter towards the river without the stress of strangers crowding around the area. Once the group was several miles away from the main trailhead of the area, the three travelers found themselves traveling over a large hill. Given Floyd Roberts' preference for a longer traveling time to help take in the scenery, he decided that he would take the slow rounding trail that followed the contours of the hill to reach the trailhead, whereas Madeline and Ned decided that a straight path over the hill would allow them to reach the trailhead faster and give them time to relax and take a quick rest. At around 4:45 in the afternoon, the group separated, with Ned and his daughter taking a straight-line path and Floyd Roberts following the trail that wrapped around the side of the hill. Several minutes later, Ned and Madeline would reach the trailhead and decide to take a short rest, waiting for Floyd Roberts to catch up to them. However, after about 20 minutes of waiting, the two started to worry that something had happened and immediately began retracing their steps to look for Floyd Roberts, who they assumed must have gotten lost somewhere along the contouring path. After spending several hours looking for Floyd Roberts, the two decided that it was too dark and dangerous for them to continue their search, and so made a campsite near the trailhead meeting spot in the hopes that Floyd Roberts would be able to locate them by their fire. Unfortunately, the two said that it appeared as if Floyd had just completely disappeared, and so Ned and Madeline hiked their way to the nearest area with cell phone reception to report Floyd Roberts as missing. The two reported Floyd Roberts' disappearance at around 3 in the afternoon on Saturday, June 18th. Almost immediately, a team of search and rescue working for the national park started their search for Floyd Roberts, covering a 10-mile radius of where he had last been seen by Ned Bryant and his daughter. The search and rescue originally showed up for the search efforts in high spirits, believing that Roberts would have been recovered quickly given the fact that the weather in the area did not drop anywhere near freezing temperatures and stayed relatively high throughout the day and night. Additionally, Floyd Roberts had been carrying a week's supply of food and over 2 gallons of water in his backpack at the time of his disappearance, so it was believed that he would have more than enough supplies and years of experience to help him navigate his way towards help, if necessary. Over the next few days, an estimated 15 people were involved with the search and rescue of Floyd Roberts, with a team of sniffer dogs used to follow his scent. It was at around this time that a set of footprints had been discovered that followed down the direction of the trail that Ned and his daughter Madeline had claimed Floyd was last seen traveling down. As the dogs followed the trail, it appeared as if they had locked onto the scent of Roberts and continued in the direction of the footprints for several hundred feet before they suddenly stopped. Search and rescuers then noticed that the footprints of Floyd Roberts seemed to have suddenly disappeared, as if Roberts had been walking and then rose into the air and vanished. It was at this point that the National Park Service rescue helicopter was used to get aerial views of the surrounding 10-mile radius, but were unable to locate any signs of someone having fallen down any side paths or in any known areas. After 6 days of frantic searching and thousands of man-hours, the search and rescue for Floyd Roberts slowed down to a passive search. To this day, no sign of Roberts has been recovered, and his whereabouts remains a mystery. In the realm of modern technological marvels, few innovations have had as profound an impact on human exploration and discovery as Google Earth. This powerful tool, offering users a bird's-eye view of our planet from the comfort of their own homes, has facilitated countless remarkable discoveries and revelations. Yet, amid the vast expanses of digital terrain that Google Earth presents, there exist mysteries waiting to be unearthed, secrets hidden beneath the surface of our world. One man reported that he was scanning the ocean floor when he found a mysterious anomaly, describing it as being unlike anything he had ever seen before. Stretching for hundreds of miles beneath the surface, he described it as being a colossal wall of unknown origin, adding that its sheer magnitude and scale defy explanation. Towering like a silent sentinel, this underwater wall seemed to span the entire circumference of the planet, its origins shrouded in mystery and speculation. Fueled by curiosity and a sense of wonder, the man embarked on a quest to uncover the truth behind this mysterious structure. Armed with screenshots and coordinates obtained from Google Earth, he reached out to fellow enthusiasts and researchers in the hope of unraveling the secrets hidden within the depths of the ocean. Following the exploration of the underwater wall, numerous individuals successfully captured videos and screenshots, portraying it as a massive underwater structure that stood out as one of the largest structures they had encountered in their underwater expeditions. After uploading the video, an unexpected turn of events occurred when his followers noted his abrupt disappearance, sparking a multitude of speculations regarding the reasons behind his mysterious vanishing. The disappearance of the person in question after sharing the video led to a flurry of theories as people tried to unravel the mystery surrounding the sudden exit. In a scenario where one individual shared that they reached a point where their revelations veered too close to reality, they were cautioned against further posting, hinting at potential censorship. Another user insinuated the possibility of the individual being silenced or eliminated as a consequence of their revelations. Whistleblowers have emerged in recent years, claiming that they were instructed to refrain from discussing specific subjects, particularly when those topics are in proximity to the truth, even though this may seem improbable. These individuals have asserted that there are instances where they faced restrictions on discussing certain matters, especially when their discourse touched upon sensitive truths that were not meant to be disclosed. In addition to this development, the location where the extensive underwater formation was initially observed has since been eradicated. This action prompted certain researchers to suggest that the documentation through videos and photographs by the individual was crucial. Without this visual evidence, skepticism from the public towards the existence of the object would have been inevitable. The removal of the underwater structure raises questions about preservation and documentation of such phenomena. Researchers emphasize the significance of capturing and archiving evidence to support claims that might otherwise be dismissed. Google Earth made a surprising move recently by eliminating an underwater formation referred to as the Malibu Underwater Anomaly. This action by Google Earth instigated intrigue and curiosity among users and researchers worldwide. In the aftermath of his disappearance, many questioned why this mysterious wall was suddenly deleted from Google Earth. As of right now, a variety of theories have been put forward for why this happened, but none have been proven. The mysterious holes on the ocean floor. During a recent scientific venture to the mostly uncharted regions of the northern mid-Atlantic ridge, a team of marine scientists made a puzzling discovery. They encountered minuscule cavities meticulously dug into the sediment, neatly aligned in numerous rows. This intriguing phenomenon raised questions about the possible origins and significance of these formations. Intriguing anomalies lie beneath the ocean's surface, typically unremarkable if not for their exceptionally precise and evenly distributed arrangement. Despite their location at a depth of approximately 2.5 kilometers or 1.6 miles below the Atlantic Ocean's surface, amidst vast emptiness, these holes exhibit a pattern that could easily be mistaken for human-made engineering. The intricacy of these formations, found on the seabed, raises questions about their origins and purpose, hinting at a deeper mystery waiting to be unraveled. Researchers aboard the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration ship Okeanos Explorer conducted an expedition utilizing a remotely operated underwater vehicle to investigate a submerged volcanic ridge located to the north of the Azores archipelago in close proximity to mainland Portugal. The team of scientists, equipped with advanced technology and expertise, embarked on this oceanic journey to delve into the depths of the ocean floor. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration scientists are currently seeking assistance from the general public to unravel the mystery of the recent sighting they have encountered. Approximately 7 days later, the scientists discovered an additional 4 groupings of cavities located approximately 1.6 kilometers or 1 mile deep. The features resembling human-made holes were observed, accompanied by small sediment mounds surrounding them, indicating a possible excavation process. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration stated in a press release that despite attempts, they were unable to examine the holes closely or interact with them using the tools on the remotely operated vehicle. The appearance of the holes suggested a deliberate action, while the sediment deposits hinted at a prior digging activity. The press release highlighted the challenges faced in investigating these intriguing structures. Intriguingly, the current discovery of these mysterious holes is not an isolated incident. These baffling cavities have been a subject of fascination among researchers for over 2 decades. Adding to the intrigue, a scientific report from 2004 documented a similar observation in the same geographical area. In their study, the scientists chose to label these voids as life traces, thus hinting at a possible biological origin. The authors, at that particular moment, mentioned that the origin and creation method of the cavities are undisclosed. However, the presence of elevated sediment could suggest that they were either formed through excavation by an infaunal organism or by a process involving digging and subsequent removal. Upon examining our close-up shots, no indication of living organisms occupying the cavities was detected. The visibility into whether these cavities interlinked below the sediment's surface remained obscured from our observation. In the intervening period, there has been limited progress in uncovering additional information about the strange holes. However, there is optimism that the current expedition could yield valuable insights. Within the scope of the recent exploratory journey, the scientists successfully extracted sediment from the vicinity of the cavities using the submersible's suction apparatus, with the objective of gaining clarity on the possibility of habitation within these mysterious structures. This mission serves as a crucial endeavor to unravel the mysteries surrounding these voids and potentially unveil significant revelations regarding their ecological significance. The outcomes of this exploration hold the promise of shedding light on the existence of life forms within these mysterious chasms. Through his involvement in the recent exploration activities and reviewing the 2004 papers, Michael Vecchioni, a marine biologist at National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration specializing in deep-sea research, maintains a significant curiosity about the mysterious inhabitants beneath the sands of the mid-Atlantic region. Vecchioni expressed concern about significant ongoing matters at that location, emphasizing the lack of understanding regarding the nature of these events during an interview with Christine Chung. Stretching across a remarkable distance of 16,000 kilometers, equivalent to 10,000 miles, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge stands out as the most extensive mountain range globally, even though a majority of people have never had the opportunity to witness it in person. Ocean mysteries captivate our imagination for several compelling reasons, drawing us into the depths of the unknown with an irresistible allure. Despite advances in technology, vast expanses of the ocean remain uncharted and largely unexplored. The ocean covers over 70% of the Earth's surface, yet only a fraction of it has been thoroughly investigated. The allure of discovering new species, ancient civilizations, and hidden treasures in these unexplored frontiers fuels our curiosity and drives our thirst for knowledge. The Solomon Islands, nestled in the tropical waters of the Pacific Ocean, have long been shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Among the myriad of strange tales that weave through the archipelago's rich tapestry of folklore and legend are those of the Solomon Island giants, mysterious beings said to dwell deep within the lush jungles and remote mountainous regions of the islands. According to local oral traditions passed down through generations, the Solomon Island giants are believed to be a race of colossal beings, towering over ordinary humans with their immense stature and commanding presence. Descriptions of these beings vary, with some accounts portraying them as gentle guardians of the land, while others depict them as fearsome creatures capable of great power and destruction. Regardless of their nature, the giants hold a revered place in Solomon Islands culture, revered as ancient guardians of the natural world. One of the most enduring legends surrounding the Solomon Island giants is their purported role as caretakers of the island's sacred sites and hidden treasures. According to legend, these giants are said to possess an intimate knowledge of the island's hidden caves, sacred groves, and mystical landmarks, serving as guardians of the ancient wisdom and spiritual energy that permeate the land. Tales abound of brave adventurers and intrepid explorers, seeking out these giants in search of enlightenment and fortune, guided by the whispers of the islanders and the lure of untold riches. Yet, encounters with the Solomon Island giants are said to be rare and elusive, with few daring to venture deep into the heart of the island's dense jungles and rugged terrain where these beings are said to dwell. Those who claim to have encountered the giants speak of awe-inspiring experiences, recounting tales of towering figures emerging from the mist-shrouded forests or standing silhouetted against the fiery hues of the setting sun. During the 21st century, an emerging avenue of investigation into true giants has flourished within an often neglected setting, namely the Solomon Islands. Scholars and experts have unearthed a significant wealth of customs and narratives belonging to the native communities inhabiting the region. This newfound exploration into the realm of true giants not only sheds light on the folklore and legends prevalent in the Solomon Islands, but also offers a deeper understanding of how these stories came to be. The Solomon Islands, situated in Oceania to the east of Papua New Guinea, is a self-governing state consisting of a close-knit network of approximately 1,000 islands. Comparatively, it spans an expanse slightly below that of the state of Maryland, highlighting its significance in terms of landmass. The Solomon Islands have been home to Melanesian inhabitants for numerous millennia. In 1568, Álvaro de Mendana, a Spanish explorer, first encountered these islands and named them Islas Salomon. Subsequently, the United Kingdom established a protectorate over the Solomon Islands in 1893. The historical significance of the Solomon Islands was further highlighted when intense combat ensued between American and Japanese forces in the pivotal Solomon Islands campaign from 1942 to 1945, notably culminating in the famous Battle of Guadalcanal. The name Guadalcanal often triggers recognition among many Americans due to its association with this significant engagement. This rich tapestry of events underscores the enduring legacy and strategic importance of the Solomon Islands in both historical and global contexts. In the Solomon Islands' history, the influx of settlers is thought to have commenced as early as 30,000 BC with the arrival of Papuan-speaking communities. Subsequently, around 4000 BC, Austronesian speakers migrated to the islands, introducing cultural aspects such as the outrigger canoe. A pivotal period occurred between 1200 and 800 BC when the Lapita people, ancestors of the Polynesians, journeyed from the Bismarck archipelago, bringing along their distinctive ceramics. The first recorded European visitor to the region was Álvaro de Mendana de Nera, a Spanish navigator who reached the islands from Peru in 1568. Prior to European contact, the indigenous population of the Solomon Islands had a reputation for engaging in chilling practices, many of which had frightened explorers who wanted to come to the island. Currently, the Solomons are home to a diverse linguistic landscape, boasting up to 120 indigenous languages spoken across the archipelago. Marius Boirayon, the research director of the Solomon Anthropological Expedition Trust Board Incorporated, stands out among the dedicated researchers exploring the phenomena of true giants in the Solomon Islands. An Australian by origin, Boirayon's immersion in the Solomons as a helicopter pilot and engineer led him to a deeper connection with the region, culminating in his marriage to a Solomon Islander. This allowed him to intimately understand and value the intricate blend of culture, folklore, and the harmonious coexistence between the natural environment and its inhabitants. As he delved further into the local narratives, he encountered tales of giants that intrigued him, prompting him to translate his newfound knowledge into documentation. Boirayon's endeavor not only sheds light on the mysterious accounts of these colossal beings, but also reflects his profound appreciation for the rich tapestry of the Solomon Islands' heritage and its enthralling interplay between myth and reality. In his publication titled Solomon Island Mysteries, released by Adventures Unlimited Press in 2010, Boirayon delves into the intriguing revelations gathered from the indigenous inhabitants of the Solomons, among whom his wife belongs. It became apparent to him through his interactions that the islands were once inhabited by beings of immense stature, notably one individual towering over 10 feet tall, with indications implying that such giants could even grow to greater heights. These colossal beings, known as the Guadalcanal giants according to Boirayon, exhibit striking physical characteristics, such as lengthy black, brown or reddish hair, prominent double eyebrows, protruding red eyes, flat noses and wide mouths, which seem to be typical traits among them. The existence of these unique beings has garnered attention in the media, further perpetuating awareness and fascination surrounding their presence in the region. Harry Trumbore's depiction portrays a Malaysian true giant known locally as Orang Dalam, sourced from the Field Guide to Bigfoot and Other Mystery Primates in 2006. These beings are rumored to reach heights exceeding 20 feet and bear striking resemblances to those reportedly sighted in the Solomon Islands. The Orang Dalam is a fascinating creature that has captured the interest of researchers and enthusiasts alike due to its immense stature and purported similarities to other mysterious primates. In the Solomon Islands, there seems to be a lack of awareness regarding the potential significance of their giant race as a groundbreaking scientific revelation to the global community. Boirayon astutely observes the irony that the national emblem of the Solomon Islands is aptly named the place that time forgot. This suggests that the indigenous people of the Solomon Islands may not fully grasp the extraordinary value and significance their unique cultural heritage holds in the eyes of the world. The community of Guadalcanal, along with various other groups, is well versed in the tragic tale of Mango, a woman who passed away around 2 years ago. This narrative dates back to her being taken by the giants half a century ago, after which she spent approximately 25 years living among them, becoming assimilated into their way of life. Her own people had presumed she passed away, however. Mango's reappearance stirred disbelief and shock when she was discovered in a delirious state on the northeastern coastline, visibly pregnant and exhibiting signs of severe distress. It came to light that one of the giants had taken Mango as his spouse during her extended absence. Upon recognition, attempts were made to retrieve her, but her slippery skin posed a significant challenge for the rescuers. A resourceful individual among them devised a plan involving rough-edged leaves to immobilize and secure her with vines successfully. The ordeal left Mango scarred, leading to enduring instability. Despite her precarious state, she delivered a son of mixed descent, a child shunned by the community, eventually meeting a tragic end at the hands of his own uncle at the tender age of 5. Peter and a select group of acquaintances are privy to the child's final resting place, bearing witness to the somber aftermath of Mango's tumultuous and sorrowful life. This account of Mango's plight sheds light on a recurring pattern of similar occurrences within the community, serving as a poignant reminder of the harsh realities faced by individuals in such circumstances. The narrative stands as a testament to the resilience and fortitude displayed by those embroiled in such trials, and is a poignant reflection of the complexities and tragedies that can unfold within a society. Despite their revered status within Solomon Islands culture, the Solomon Island giants remain elusive and mysterious figures, their existence shrouded in mystery and speculation. While some may dismiss them as mere myth or legend, the stories of these towering beings continue to captivate the imaginations of those who dwell upon the islands and beyond. Whether guardians of ancient wisdom, stewards of hidden treasures, or beings of mystical power, the Solomon Island giants stand as enduring symbols of the profound connection between humanity and the natural world. And as long as their legends endure, so too will the allure of these mysterious beings who dwell within the heart of the Solomon Islands. The mysterious Isle of Demons. The Isle of Demons, nestled in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic, stands as a haunting testament to the mysteries and perils of the sea. Located off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada, this remote island has long captivated the imagination with its eerie reputation and dark history. The origins of the Isle of Demons date back to the early 16th century, when European explorers first ventured into the uncharted waters of the North Atlantic. According to historical accounts, the island earned its ominous name from a harrowing tale of shipwreck and survival. Legend had it that the island was rumored to be inhabited by malevolent spirits and savage creatures that would unleash torment upon vessels navigating nearby waters or unsuspecting individuals who dared to set foot on its perilous shores. The lore surrounding the island was steeped in tales of ominous encounters and perilous escapades, painting a vivid picture of a place shrouded in mystery and danger. Marguerite de la Roque, a noblewoman from France, found herself stranded on a secluded island during the mid-16th century due to rumors of her involvement in a romantic affair with a young man aboard her ship. This captivating historical account sheds light on the circumstances that led to her isolation in a remote location. On this island, there exists a potential location where the couple might have been left behind, and individuals living on the island as well as tourists have reported sightings of the mysterious duo. Throughout generations, a multitude of historians, writers, poets, and musicians have revisited the narrative of Marguerite's abandonment on the secluded island. The Isle of Demons makes its debut on the 1508 map crafted by Johannes Ruysch. This mysterious island could potentially be viewed as a relocated iteration of the ancient legendary island of Satanazes, which translates to devils in Portuguese. The island of Satanazes was a common feature on maps from the 15th century, typically positioned in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean just north of Antillia. As exploration of the Atlantic Ocean progressed with the significant transoceanic voyages of the 1490s, Ruysch's decision to move the old Satanazes to a more fitting location could be understood as an adjustment to better align with the evolving geographical knowledge and mapping accuracy of the time. Adrift and alone, Marguerite and her crew eventually washed ashore on a desolate island, which would later come to be known as the Isle of Demons. Cut off from the outside world and facing the harsh realities of survival in a hostile environment, the stranded sailors soon found themselves beset by strange and terrifying phenomena. According to Marguerite's account, the island was inhabited by malevolent spirits and demonic creatures that tormented them day and night. Mysterious lights danced on the horizon, eerie cries echoed through the fog-shrouded forest, and shadowy figures lurked in the darkness. Despite their best efforts to escape, the survivors found themselves trapped on the island, their hopes dwindling with each passing day. Some succumbed to madness, while others suddenly vanished. Only Marguerite and a handful of her companions managed to cling to life, their will to survive strong in the face of unimaginable adversity. Despite the passage of time, the Isle of Demons remains steeped in mystery and legend. Over the centuries, numerous expeditions have sought to uncover the truth behind its dark reputation, but the island's secrets have proven elusive. Some believe that the Isle of Demons is haunted by the restless spirits of those who perished there, their anguished cries echoing across the windswept landscape. Others speculate that the island is home to hidden treasures or ancient artifacts waiting to be discovered. In recent years, renewed interest in the Isle of Demons has led to a surge in exploration and research. Archaeologists, historians, and adventurers alike have set their sights on unraveling the mysteries of this strange island, hoping to shed light on its troubled past and unlock its secrets. Yet, for all our efforts to understand the Isle of Demons, it remains a place of profound mystery and intrigue. Its windswept shores and forbidding landscapes continue to beckon to those brave enough to venture into its depths, inviting them to uncover the truth behind its dark and troubled history. And though the passage of time may fade its legend, the Isle of Demons will forever remain a haunting reminder of the enduring power of the human spirit in the face of adversity. This unfolding mystery seems to have been plucked straight from the pages of a compelling mystery novel, weaving a web of intrigue and fascination around the mysterious Dr. Ning Li and her baffling disappearance. Dr. Ning Li not only resided in Huntsville, but also emerged as a pioneering figure in the realm of anti-gravity experimentation. Following her relocation to the United States from China in 1983, Li embarked on her professional journey at the Center for Space Plasma and Aeronomic Research within the University of Alabama, Huntsville. Her transition not only signified a geographic move, but also marked a significant shift in her career trajectory. During the period spanning from 1991 to 1993, she gained widespread recognition and sparked controversy due to her involvement in a set of research papers. In her research endeavors, Li elucidated an innovative and practical approach to generate an anti-gravity field, a feat that had hitherto remained unexplored. The conventional wisdom has long posited that the construction of an anti-gravity apparatus goes against the fundamental laws of nature, deeming it a theoretical impossibility. Despite this entrenched notion, Li, in collaboration with Douglas Torr, ventured into uncharted territories, postulating ingenious methods to circumvent this steadfast belief through the utilization of a high-temperature superconductor. In a hyperspace field generator, the minuscule gravitational influence of every single atom present is amplified by the countless atoms within the disk. Dr. Li asserted that by utilizing approximately 1 kilowatt of electrical power, her invention had the capability to generate a protective force field capable of essentially counteracting the effects of gravity within a circular area of about 1 foot in diameter, spanning from the Earth's surface to the outer reaches of space. This innovative technology harnesses the collective gravitational forces of the atomic structure to create a localized gravitational anomaly. In a bid to showcase their scientific endeavors, the researchers extended an invitation to representatives from the esteemed publication Popular Mechanics to pay a visit to their Huntsville laboratory. During this visit, they presented an ongoing project, a 12-inch disc designed as a high-tech stability disc. Once the disc was finalized, they confidently informed the magazine that if a bowling ball is positioned anywhere above this disc, it will remain stationary at that exact spot, without any displacement. This innovative demonstration aimed to highlight the unique capabilities of their high-tech stability disc technology in maintaining the stability and position of objects placed above it, offering a glimpse into the promising applications of their research. In the late 1990s, Dr. Li made bold assertions about successfully developing operational anti-gravity contraptions, sparking significant interest in scientific circles, as well as gaining widespread coverage in the media. Dr. Li's groundbreaking claims fueled extensive discussions in various scientific journals and the mainstream press. Subsequently, in 1997, Dr. Li embarked on furthering her innovative ideas by delving deeper into her concept and executing a series of additional experiments to validate her theories. She took a proactive stance by releasing comprehensive papers that detailed the peculiar alterations in weight observed in objects placed above a rotating superconductor. The notion that her groundbreaking research, termed taming gravity, has the potential to revolutionize the world is a massive understatement. The concept of taming gravity has the power to revolutionize transportation across all spheres. It envisions a future where individuals can effortlessly journey around the globe. Furthermore, this innovation has the capacity to reshape how we fuel transportation systems, fundamentally reducing our dependence on fossil fuels. Not only would it redefine the way we move from one place to another, but it could also usher in a new era of sustainable energy practices. Such a transformation has the potential to significantly impact various aspects of our daily lives, paving the way for a more efficient and environmentally friendly future. After the disappearance of Dr. Ning Li, the story took a peculiar turn, delving into even more bizarre territories. In 1999, Li made the significant decision to depart from her position at the University of Alabama in Huntsville to establish her venture, AC Gravity, with the ambition of bringing to market a device grounded in her innovative theories. Her peers, particularly Larry Smalley, the esteemed chair of the physics department at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, demonstrated remarkable faith in her vision, as he also chose to leave the academic realm to join her in this entrepreneurial endeavor. Noteworthy records indicate that by 2001, the United States Department of Defense awarded AC Gravity a substantial grant amounting to $448,000 to conduct research on the technology developed by Lee. Despite the infusion of funding and efforts invested, it is worth noting that the findings and outcomes of this research initiative never saw the light of publication. Over time, Dr. Lee refrained from publishing any additional work following a certain period. Despite the consistent renewal of AC Gravity's business license up to 2018, there exists no documented evidence of the company engaging in further projects or endeavors beyond this timeframe. Lee's professional trajectory post-2002 remains shrouded in ambiguity, sparking intrigue and speculation among researchers and enthusiasts alike. A thorough investigation conducted by Barely Sociable unearthed a pivotal piece of evidence, a documented record revealing her participation in the esteemed 2003 MITRE conference. The title of her presentation, Measurability of AC Gravity Fields, showcased her continued engagement in groundbreaking research endeavors. Noteworthy is the fact that the MITRE Corporation, known for overseeing federally funded research projects for various U.S. government bodies, provided the platform for Lee's presentation. During this significant event, she shared the stage with a distinguished representative from the U.S. Army Aviation and Missile Command at Redstone Arsenal, underscoring the ongoing relevance and application of her research initiatives. After Lee's final documented communication in May 2003, the trail regarding her whereabouts goes cold. It culminated in a private email she sent to her colleagues, wherein she mentioned conducting an experiment that resulted in an 11 kilowatts of output effect. The true significance of this output remains shrouded in mystery, leaving many questions unanswered about the nature of the experiment and its implications. Despite the intriguing nature of the claim, the details surrounding the experiment and the context in which it took place are sparse. In 2004, the noticeable absence of Dr. Ning Li prompted journalist Tim Ventura to reach out to Eugene Podkletnov, a fellow scientist in the field. Ventura's persistence in trying to contact Dr. Lee was evident through his periodic emails to an address provided by Podkletnov. Despite receiving read receipts indicating that someone was monitoring the emails sent to Dr. Lee, Ventura expressed his frustration at never receiving any responses. The repeated attempts to establish communication with Dr. Lee underscored the mystery surrounding her unresponsiveness, leaving both Ventura and Podkletnov puzzled about the reasons behind her silence. This exchange between Ventura and Podkletnov sheds light on the elusive nature of Dr. Lee's whereabouts and the intrigue surrounding her lack of communication despite being aware of incoming messages. Following Podkletnov's inquiry, he assured Ventura about her good health status and ongoing collaboration with the Department of Defense, yet mentioned the confidentiality surrounding her current projects. As time progressed, discussions about the whereabouts of Lee gained momentum, accompanied by the proliferation of various theories. In the month of July in 2008, an individual known as Jack Sarfati, who is a scientist, delivered a notably concerning update during an interview. This interview was subsequently shared on YouTube and featured in a video produced by Barely Sociable. The revelations made by Sarfati added another layer of complexity to the ongoing speculation and intrigue surrounding Lee's mysterious disappearance. In the interview, Sarfati stated that Lee had ceased her employment with the Department of Defense and relocated to China to pursue her professional endeavors. This assertion, revealed in the interview transcript, underscores the gravity of the accusation made against Lee. According to Sarfati, the disappearance of the key scientist, Ning Li, is of significant importance concerning both national security and political implications. Notably, Ning Li, a Chinese researcher who had been actively engaged in scientific endeavors at NASA and the Redstone Arsenal, has been missing for several years now, with all attempts to locate her proving futile. Recent information suggests that she may have returned to China, where there are efforts underway to support similar scientific experiments with substantial financial backing. This development has piqued the interest of intelligence agencies who are closely monitoring the situation. It is believed that the Chinese government is investing resources in research related to anti-gravity propulsion technology, making them potential frontrunners in this field. This scenario has raised concerns within the Pentagon and has prompted a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding Ning Li's sudden departure and the subsequent shift in research focus towards anti-gravity technologies by Chinese counterparts. The implications of these findings have far-reaching consequences, warranting a comprehensive review and analysis to better understand the geopolitical and security implications of these emerging developments in the scientific community. After the conclusion of Sarfati's interview, the video featuring Ning Li abruptly concludes, without providing any definitive information about her professional endeavors post-2002. Eager to unravel the mystery, many people rewatched the footage, embarking on a quest to uncover the continuation of her intriguing narrative. Over the past couple of years, numerous online articles have surfaced. Among these publications, an obituary commemorating the life of Dr. Ning Li was specifically featured on the Berryhill Funeral Home website, revealing the heartbreaking news of her passing on July 27, 2021. Nonetheless, her obituary disclosed no further details on her vanishing. The obituary commemorates Dr. Li, a pioneering scientist in superconductivity and anti-gravity research who passed away at the age of 79. Dr. Li's groundbreaking achievements included developing the world's first high-temperature superconducting device measuring 12 inches in the late 1990s. Given that Berryhill Funeral Home operates within Huntsville, it can be reasonably inferred that the allegations suggesting Li's departure to China were inaccurate. Despite this, a significant number of individuals expressed skepticism regarding the authenticity of the obituary and opted to uphold a variety of theories instead. These doubts and speculations shed light on the complexities surrounding the circumstances of Li's purported disappearance and the subsequent dissemination of information. In the detailed obituary, George Guangyu Men was mentioned alongside his descendants. Following extensive research efforts, online users successfully uncovered George's registration of an LLC in the city, as well as the contact number associated with his business. Despite facing some hesitation, Noah Logan, a researcher, was fully committed to his quest at that point and not willing to abandon it. Subsequently, he mustered the courage to reach out to George. Upon their initial conversation, they acquainted themselves with each other, leading to George kindly extending an invitation for him to visit his residence and engage in a conversation regarding his late mother. George mentioned that although nobody had previously contacted him via phone, Noah was not the first person to reach out regarding the subject matter. He has received numerous correspondences from individuals based in New Zealand and other locations, all seeking further insights into Dr. Li's research. George had a vague understanding that there was ongoing interest in his mother, but he underestimated the true extent of this curiosity. To provide clarity, Noah presented videos to him and his 2 children in the comfort of his living room, showcasing some of the online discussions surrounding the topic. This presentation allowed George to shed light on several speculations that have lingered over the years. Of utmost importance, it was confirmed that Dr. Li remained within the Department of Defense and had not ventured abroad to work for the Chinese government. Interestingly, a particular detail corresponded with Sarfati's 2008 interview, aligning with previous information. Through this thorough exploration, George was able to dispel misconceptions and address the inquiries concerning his mother, providing valuable insights into her professional endeavors and dispelling any inaccurate assumptions. George recounted an incident from 2008 when Chinese officials visited his mother during a visit by members of the Chinese Party to the United States. The officials tried persuading her to return to China to resume her previous work, but Li was unwavering in her decision. Having relocated with George in the late 1980s, she was firmly rooted and had no intentions of leaving her established life behind. Despite her strong ties to the United States, Li did consider going back for her mother's funeral upon her passing. Unfortunately, George revealed that she was ultimately prohibited from doing so, emphasizing the emotional complexity of their situation. This poignant anecdote sheds light on the enduring bond between Lee and her adopted country, showcasing her unwavering commitment even in the face of personal loss and bureaucratic obstacles. Upon reminiscing about her time at university, he fondly recalled how delighted she was in disseminating her research findings. However, a noticeable shift occurred after she acquired top-secret clearance, which restricted her from openly sharing her work with others, leading to a significant decrease in her outgoing nature. Her demeanor transformed, evident in her subdued presence upon returning home from work, marked by a tired appearance and disheveled makeup. This stark contrast from her vibrant university days left him reflecting on the impact of professional constraints on her spirit. The transition to a more reserved and secluded persona highlighted the repercussions of stringent confidentiality measures on her overall demeanor and communication patterns. In an effort to gain insights into her work, Noah submitted requests under the Freedom of Information Act to obtain the outcomes of her 2001 grant, as well as any subsequent research endeavors. Regrettably, not only were his requests denied, but similar pleas from other individuals faced the same fate. Consequently, it appears that uncovering the specifics of her research post-2002 will remain a daunting challenge for the foreseeable future. This impasse in accessing crucial information sheds light on the enduring mystery surrounding her research activities beyond that period. Upon conversing with George, it becomes evident that he continues to deeply admire his mother. His profound respect and reverence for her shine through in every word and expression he shares. Dr. Lee dedicated her days to working at Redstone Arsenal until the year 2014, when she was involved in an incident on the University of Alabama in Huntsville campus, being struck by a vehicle while crossing the street. This unfortunate accident had profound and long-lasting repercussions on her family. Upon witnessing his wife of 46 years being thrown from the impact, Dr. Lee's husband suffered a heart attack. Despite medical efforts, he tragically passed away a year later in 2015. The repercussions of this event reverberated deeply within their family, leaving a significant impact that affected them both emotionally and physically. In the face of this profound loss, the family endured a period of immense grief and adjustment. George experienced a profound impact when the accident left Lee with irreversible brain damage that eventually led to her developing Alzheimer's disease shortly thereafter. Supporting his mother through the final 6 challenging years of her life until her passing in 2021, George faced immense emotional and physical strains. Witnessing a family member succumb to Alzheimer's is a deeply distressing ordeal, made even more poignant by his intimate knowledge of Lee's former intellect and the significance it held for her. Questions remain regarding Lee's work, with many asking what it was she was working on during her career and why Freedom of Information Act requests have been denied. Yellowstone National Park holds a revered status as one of the premier national parks in the United States, standing as the second most frequented after the Great Smoky Mountains. Upon contemplating Yellowstone, a tapestry of remarkable landscapes unfolds before one's eyes, evoking images of breathtaking vistas, the iconic geyser whose eruption spectacle dazzles spectators multiple times daily, and the colossal supervolcano that lies concealed beneath the park's surface. The allure of Yellowstone extends beyond its superficial beauty, encompassing a rich tapestry of geological wonders, diverse ecosystems, and a mosaic of wildlife found within its expansive boundaries. In the realm of subjects concerning the national park, there is a notion that often evades common conversation: mysterious, human-like entities. Several individuals who have ventured into the national park have come forth with their testimonies and experiences, asserting that they have indeed witnessed a being resembling a human, but covered in fur, standing impressively tall at heights ranging from 7 to 9 feet. This peculiar entity bears a striking similarity to the legendary Bigfoot, a creature many believe to be real, although sightings are infrequent, and it appears to purposefully avoid human contact. However, a significant challenge with such accounts lies in substantiating them with concrete evidence. Most witnesses find themselves unable to provide proof, attributed to the fleeting nature of these encounters, leaving individuals puzzled and uncertain about the reality of what they experienced. Despite this, a singular individual managed to capture compelling evidence of an alleged Bigfoot sighting within the confines of Yellowstone National Park. These reports and sightings have prompted intrigue and debate across the United States, with varying degrees of belief in the existence of this elusive creature. The mystery surrounding such encounters continues to fuel curiosity and speculation, adding an element of intrigue and wonder to the fabric of the national park folklore. Upon being shared in an internet community dedicated to delving into mysterious beings, this image was presented by a person affirming that it originated from a real-time camera that provides updates on a minute-to-minute basis. This significantly enhances the narrative and adds to the depth of understanding for those intrigued by such phenomena. The entity under scrutiny appears to differ significantly from the buffalo visible nearby, sparking speculation that this mysterious being may surpass a height of 7 feet. This observation has led to conjecture among onlookers regarding the towering stature of this strange creature, which stands in stark contrast to the familiar bison in the vicinity. Yellowstone National Park stands as a unique sanctuary in the United States, where the majestic bison have thrived uninterrupted since ancient times. What sets the Yellowstone bison apart is their status as the largest bison population on public lands across the nation. This exceptional herd, consisting of thousands of individuals, is granted the freedom to traverse the vast expanse of the park and certain adjacent regions in Montana. The Yellowstone bison's unbroken lineage and expansive range contribute to their distinction among bison herds, offering a glimpse into a prehistoric landscape where these iconic creatures roam freely, embodying a vital link to America's natural history. Male bison, also known as bulls, can reach impressive weights of around 2,000 pounds and towering heights of approximately 6 feet. On the other hand, the female counterparts have a weight range of up to 1,000 pounds and a height varying between 4 to 5 feet. Upon comparing this being with the bison, it became evident to many observers that it stands significantly taller, prompting them to dismiss the notion that it could be a mere hiker. The substantial height difference between the two creatures sparked skepticism regarding the possibility of it being a human on a hiking expedition. Eyewitness accounts from individuals asserting sightings of a Bigfoot within Yellowstone National Park emphasize the distinctive nature of this creature compared to the indigenous wildlife. According to these witnesses, the physical characteristics of Bigfoot stand out, noting the absence of any other humanoid entity in the area that possesses the ability to attain such significant heights. These observers are resolute in their claims, highlighting the unparalleled stature and features of this cryptid, firmly asserting that it is unlike any known species inhabiting the park. In the course of numerous decades, individuals visiting Yellowstone National Park have frequently recounted witnessing Bigfoot, detailing their encounters with a majestic, primate-like entity wandering the secluded wilderness regions of the park. The first-hand reports from these eyewitnesses narrate sightings of massive, two-legged beings adorned in dense fur, possessing wide shoulders and moving with a gait that bears a striking resemblance to that of a human. These accounts have sparked intense speculation and intrigue among both locals and visitors, with many intrigued by the elusive nature of these reported sightings. In a remote corner of the park, a team of hikers shared a compelling narrative about their encounter with a mysterious creature known as Bigfoot. Their vivid account described a colossal, hairy being emerging majestically from the thick foliage, its presence casting an imposing shadow that seemed to engulf the entire landscape before vanishing into the dense undergrowth. The towering figure exuded an aura of both awe and fear, leaving an indelible mark on the witnesses' memories. The hiker's tale not only stirred curiosity, but also ignited discussions about the existence of such mysterious beings in the vast wilderness. Park rangers and wildlife researchers have extensively recorded instances of sizable unidentified footprints, peculiar sounds, and various unusual occurrences that align with accounts of Bigfoot behavior. These incidents have sparked curiosity and fascination among both park visitors and scientists, leading to continuous scrutiny aimed at unraveling the mystery surrounding this mysterious creature. The ongoing sightings and evidence gathered have triggered heated debates and triggered further exploration into the existence of this strange creature, propelling a quest for conclusive answers to the enduring question of Bigfoot's existence. Yellowstone National Park not only relies on eyewitness accounts, but also boasts an array of physical evidence supposedly associated with Bigfoot. Among these, notable discoveries include casts of substantial, human-like footprints unearthed in secluded sections of the park. These prints exhibit a remarkable similarity to the tracks linked to Bigfoot sightings in various parts of North America, enhancing the mystery surrounding the elusive creature. This physical evidence, combined with eyewitness reports, contributes to the ongoing fascination and speculation regarding the existence of Bigfoot within the context of Yellowstone National Park's diverse ecosystem. DNA analysis conducted on hair samples gathered from alleged Bigfoot encounters in Yellowstone National Park has produced fascinating outcomes. Certain samples have shown genetic traits that deviate from those of recognized species indigenous to the area, raising questions about their origin. Although the findings lack definitive conclusions, they have reignited curiosity surrounding the quest for Bigfoot within the confines of the park. This scientific examination, delving into the genetic makeup of the hair specimens retrieved from reported sightings of the elusive Bigfoot creature within the renowned Yellowstone National Park, has unveiled perplexing revelations. The fascination with Bigfoot extends beyond just the mystery surrounding its presence to the profound cultural and mythological significance attached to this mysterious creature. Throughout various societies and historical eras, narratives depicting gigantic, shaggy humanoids inhabiting remote landscapes have entranced humanity for generations, representing the wild and incomprehensible aspects of the environment. These legendary creatures serve as allegorical representations of the uncharted wilderness and the mysterious secrets that the natural world holds. The enduring appeal of this creature is deeply intertwined with its portrayal as a mysterious entity that embodies the essence of unknown territories, sparking endless debates and explorations into the realms of this mysterious creature. In the majestic expanse of Yellowstone National Park, Bigfoot symbolizes the allure of untamed wilderness and discovery, capturing the imaginations of thrill-seekers and nature lovers who are drawn to the far-flung reaches of the park in their quest to encounter this mythical being. Whether perceived as a tangible being traversing the rugged terrain or a product of age-old tales, the enduring myth of Bigfoot seamlessly integrates itself into the intricate tapestry of Yellowstone's awe-inspiring natural marvels. The presence of Bigfoot in Yellowstone National Park serves as a catalyst for spirited exploration and a deeper connection with the mysterious elements of the natural world. Over the years, Yellowstone National Park has been the backdrop for numerous sightings of Bigfoot, with visitors and park personnel alike reporting encounters with this mysterious creature. These eyewitness testimonies provide vivid accounts of large bipedal beings roaming the park's remote wilderness areas, leaving a lasting impression on those who claim to have witnessed them. One such encounter occurred in the early hours of a crisp autumn morning, when a group of backpackers stumbled upon a massive, hairy figure standing amidst a grove of towering pines. According to their testimony, the creature stood over 8 feet tall, with broad shoulders and a powerful physique, before vanishing into the dense undergrowth. Similarly, park rangers and wildlife researchers have documented sightings of large, unidentified footprints and strange vocalizations echoing through the forested valleys of Yellowstone. These encounters, while fleeting and often shrouded in mystery, have left an indelible mark on those who have experienced them, fueling speculation and intrigue surrounding the existence of Bigfoot within the park's boundaries. Another user posted their encounter to social media. Describing themselves as a lone hiker, they embarked on a journey into the Yellowstone wilderness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden rays across the rugged landscape, the hiker found himself surrounded by the tranquil embrace of the wilderness. The air was crisp, the scent of pine mingling with the earthy aroma of fallen leaves as he forged ahead along the winding trail. Lost in thought and lost in the beauty of his surroundings, the hiker's senses were suddenly jolted by a strange and eerie sensation, a feeling of being watched, of being followed by unseen eyes in the depths of the forest. As he rounded a bend in the trail, a deafening silence descended upon the forest, a silence broken only by the rustle of leaves and the distant call of a solitary bird. And then, emerging from the shadows, a figure materialized before him, a towering bipedal creature with eyes that gleamed with primal intelligence. Frozen in awe and disbelief, the hiker stood face to face with a being unlike any he had ever encountered, a creature whose presence seemed to defy logic and reason. Covered in thick, fur-like hair and standing over 8 feet tall, the creature exuded an aura of wildness and mystery, its gaze penetrating the depths of the hiker's soul. For what felt like an eternity, the hiker and the creature stood locked in a silent exchange, and then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the creature melted back into the shadows, leaving the hiker alone with his thoughts and his memories of the encounter. The hiker said they retraced their steps along the trail, the echoes of the encounter reverberating in his mind. As he emerged from the depths of the forest and returned to the world of civilization, the hiker carried with him a newfound reverence for the natural world and the creatures that inhabit its most remote corners. For in the wilds of Yellowstone National Park, amidst the towering trees and the rolling hills, he had encountered a being whose existence defied comprehension, a being whose presence served as a reminder of the boundless wonders that await those who dare to venture into the unknown. The mysteries surrounding Bigfoot continue to captivate the human imagination, transcending cultural boundaries and inspiring wonder and curiosity. From the rugged wilderness of Yellowstone National Park to the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest and beyond, tales of encounters with this elusive creature have persisted for centuries, weaving their way into the fabric of folklore and legend. Despite decades of speculation, investigation, and exploration, the mysteries of Bigfoot remains shrouded in mystery, with countless questions left unanswered. As we continue to explore the untamed wilderness and delve into the depths of the unknown, the legend of Bigfoot serves as a reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond the boundaries of human understanding. Whether a creature of myth or a living relic of the past, Bigfoot challenges us to embrace the wonders of the natural world with humility, reverence, and an open mind.